Hi dear friends, welcome to Top Education. In this session, we'll learn the summary of My Teacher, which is written by Hellen Keler. So first, basic you have to know about the story is Hellen Keler, the poet. She is what? She is deaf and blind. She cannot hear, she cannot see. So this incident was when she was 19 months girl. At that time this incident occurred to her. So she was born only, she was not blind and deaf. After that she got a fever and she was caused by this diseases. Okay, in this chapter there is, or we can say, the Hellen Keler is waiting for her teacher, which is named as Annie Sullivan. Annie Masefield Sullivan is the teacher of Hellen Keler. She is the one who taught her everything in her life. Not everything, but the basic things. And that basic things gave her a joy, many things like a learning capacity got in Hellen Keler. So once a day, Hellen Keler was waiting for Annie Masefield Sullivan. Okay, she was waiting outside his house on steps. Okay, now Annie Sullivan came to her house and she was happy. Who was happy? Hellen Keler was happy because her teacher is with her. The smile was very pretty good. Okay. So guys, Hellen Keler was blind and deaf. So she was required to join Perkins Institute. That institute had given education to that type of children's only. Okay, so all things have been done to her. The arrangements were done for Hellen Keler to do that days and all. So once, now we'll speak about her teacher. Her teacher came to house. She took Hellen Keler to her room the next morning. Okay, now she came, she stayed one night over, and the next morning she took Hellen Keler to her room. Who took? Annie Masefield Sullivan took to her room and gave a small pretty doll. And Hellen Keler was very she was a unique. She was not knowing what is this. Yes, 7 years girl cannot know what is that. So Annie Sullivan started to write DOLL on the palm of Hellen Keler. Okay, but she didn't understand what is that DOLL. Yes, because a 7 years child cannot understand everything at that time. Yes, we are 20 or 19 years, so we know everything, like what we have, book, pen, and because we can see and hear also, but she cannot hear. So her teacher is using these tricks, okay, to her. So DOLL, and she understand also because Perkins Institution teaches unique kind of learning. They have instruments to learn. Okay, so DOLL, she did it. That was and all. Then again, early days we had a tussle over the word mug and water. So she was having a tussle, means she was having a confusion about mug and water. What is mug and what is water? Because mug and water is given to at a time. So she don't know what is mug and what is water, So this was a pretty complex thing. But Annie Sullivan also wrote on her palm that M-U-G, mug. M-U-G, mug. W-A-T-E-R, water, water. But she didn't understand. So Annie Sullivan decided to go outside and give some extra knowledge to Helen Keller. So they went near a well. There, what happened is, so now Helen Keller was so excited what they will do outside. Yes, what they are doing. And one more point here in this lesson is, when Annie Sullivan gives or puts a cap upon Helen Keller, then she got to know automatically that they are going outside. Okay, so she was knowing where they are going. So she was excited. Where will go? What will happen? Okay, now they went near well. And now what happened is, Annie Sullivan pours some water on her hand and the water flows out there. Helen Keller thought, what is this cool thing? What is this? Then Annie Sullivan wrote on her palm, W-A-T-T-E-R, water. Then she got understand, yes, this is water. This is too cool. This is what we drink. And then also she got to know what is mug. Mug means in which we handle of water. Okay. So next para is what happened is, Annie Massfield Sullivan gives a big doll to. So she gave a big doll to Helen Keller, and then Helen Keller thought, what is this? She tried for many times. She was knowing what is DOLL, but she was not knowing what is big doll. Yes, she was exactly what she didn't understand what was it. So what happened is, this Helen Keller broke that big doll. She broke. Why? Because she was not understanding. See, we have eyes and ears. We can feel, yes, this is a doll, this is a sunglass, this is that, this is this. But a blind person cannot see, but a deaf person cannot hear. What is her situation when she have another thing in her hand? So she broke it up. Now what happened is, she said and realized her thing, what she have done. That is a great mistake in her life. She went quickly. So that broken doll was cleaned up by Annie Massfield. She kept it aside, and then only after a few minutes, Helen Keller comes and started to join that doll. Yes, she started to join that doll with a patiently. She did many times. She failed again and again and again. She tried and she tried. If you have something learned from this session, then please subscribe my channel, like, share and comment. And thank you for watching Top Education. Thank you.